Hey, cocksuckers! Hey, bitches, welcome to another episode of the I'm Not Impressed Show. I am your host, Dimey D. And first of all, Fashion Nova, for a company that harasses its customers and sends 72 texts in one day, what was the objective for this design? Now, thank God I found a panty to put on, but what in the peekaboo did... Get y'all shit together, okay? We have an interesting show today. This is our first show since Thanksgiving, and we have a lot to talk about. You know, I open every show with me first. It's the me show. Welcome to me. Today's topic, me. Let's get to me. Anyway, so Thanksgiving was amazing. I'm going to be very transparent. I just threw my food away yesterday, and I was literally threatened to throw my food away. I just couldn't stop eating the mac and cheese. I gave it 5 days, but did I die, okay? Now, this weekend I'll share my screen. This weekend in Atlanta, we had Trap Karaoke. For those living under a rock, Trap Karaoke is an event where my very good friend Mouse Jones, he goes city to city, and you grab a mic, you do your favorite karaoke shows, a couple of rounds. It's a really, really fun show. So when I picked my brother up, my life is so random. When I went to go pick my brother up from the airport for Thanksgiving, he told me, he's friends, he's an industry guy. He told me that he was going to bring Jermaine Dupri to Trap Karaoke. My first favorite rap song of all time was Functified, right? Long story, maybe another day. So when my real brother told me, hey, you going to Trap Karaoke? I'm bringing Jermaine Dupri. I called my homeboy, which I call my brother Mouse Jones, and I said, hey, can you oil yourself or something? Minty, suck my dick. This ain't that ain't this. I'm very disrespectful. I'm not a lady. And I'm actually a boy. I had the surgery where I cut my dick off and made a vagina. So you're actually gay. You're gay. You like a boy. So anyway, where was I? Oh, so I called my homeboy, Mouse Jones. I was like, yo, I don't know what you do or how you're going to do it, but I need you to put me on the list to perform Functified in front of Jermaine Dupri. All the powers that be aligned, and we were left with this. Let me add, I got to go on stage.
From this nigga named Jay and his newfound friend. Yeah, on the solo creep for your key. It's the
All right, so I had to rock that stage. And then you're gonna see Jermaine Dupri. He's so proud of me. We had to talk about crowd control. I was up against a very strange demographic, right? So Functified came out late 90s. Most of the people in the audience wasn't born. So this is the thing about life, right? So I'm on stage. You know, black girls hate each other already. I came out with a $3,000 Poochie jacket, BBL oversized, looks kind of dumb, too much confidence. The three girls immediately in the front, arms folded, not impressed like the name of the show. Very, black girl alert. We hate each other. I couldn't pay attention to that. First of all, my arm is shaking because in my peripheral, I see Jermaine Dupri watching. I practiced that song 30 times before I went to that event. So the lyrics are eating itself in my head. JD is on the side. 3 angry black bitches in the front. You cannot focus on the negativity when there's people with positivity waiting to pour into you. I seen a couple of my old timers on their feet, going word for word. I focused on them. I blocked out the negativity. And it ended up being an amazing performance. Life lesson that I'm so proud of you. There's going to be positivity and negativity. Do not focus on the negativity. It will crumble you. You have to go where you celebrate it, zone in on that, and keep going, right? So we got that amazing performance, and that was trap karaoke. Oh God, another thing that went viral that week. I don't know why. I think me and my grandma need to either move in together in like a college dorm room situation, or I go visit her once a week and we just record the whole day like the Kardashians because this girl's a star. Me and Granny went viral again. So on Thanksgiving they had a 4 o'clock start time for dinner. It did not happen at 4. Around 5:30. Y'all know my grandma. We have that video. We did 12 million views twerking together for her 85th birthday. She's usually down for the ghetto hood rat shit. I figured it out not when she's hungry. This was me trying to distract my grandma while she was waiting for her food.
Say and love what you said, the ways that you say. Now I watch you play Columbo.
I'm not a big kid.
Casa, throw your cats in the box. Who you loving? Who you want to be hugging? Something on your move, Honda, but to be sharing Ronda. What? He's a hater.
And people said, Diamond, who's a hater? Grandma's a hater because I gave my all on that dance floor to distract you from food and you didn't clap. Grandma, you's a hater, but everybody loved it. Everybody reposted it. May or may not create a page for me and my grandma to do a collaboration because I'm gonna make money off of her. She's a star. I was gonna do a story on how I scratched too deep. Somebody on, you guys know, me and Skip just got a BMW last week and I scratched it. I don't want to tell the story on how or why I scratched it because somebody asked. I'll just tell y'all what happened without showing the video because too much happened. On Thanksgiving night, that's why we have extra police presence on holidays. They know everybody's drinking at once. I took my grandma to my aunt's house. We had a big dinner. It was amazing. Driving my grandma back to her house, we passed an accident over in Newton County. So when we passed the accident, nothing was going on. It had a whole bunch of broken debris on the floor. The car appeared to be empty. Dropped my grandma off, was heading back to the highway. Ambulance, police cars, everything was there around the car. We had to reverse out, hit something. 2026 BMW hit it. The car only existed for 10 days, hit it. Got home the next day and seen the article. A 19-year-old pregnant girl was in that car, and I didn't know because she already passed away. A drunk driver was coming while her and her mom was reversing out the driveway. Smacked the car. The girl was 7 months pregnant, 19 years old. She didn't make it. The baby didn't make it. And that's what people was asking what happened with the car. And I never said what happened. Long story short, another life lesson. Skip freaked out. Not to put this on Skip. Skip freaked out when he heard that the car was hit. Was really, really pissed. And sometimes in life, we put all this value on material things and we be feeling like our life is over. Like when I told Skip the car was hit, he just went in the shower, went to sleep, put the covers on. He didn't eat the next day. In perspective, not to say Skip was wrong. When you think that the worst thing happened to you and this is so crazy and these material things mean so much, on the other side of the world or right on your very block, somebody died. So the car we got fixed. In retrospect, it's nothing. It is just a tangible item that we gave value. People, so many things are more important than just these shiny objects because we need to hug and love our people while they're here. People, they die, right? I just had a bar regular. I got a phone call yesterday. One of my bar regulars that comes at least 4 or 5 times a week. I know his order. By the time he's coming out his car, I put in his order. They called me yesterday morning and told me he died. People, love on your people while they're here. And let's, be more kind because we don't know. Our last day, their last day. Now let's get to the major story of the day. So we all know that 50 Cent has an extreme hard-on for Sean Diddy Combs, right? And I was telling y'all in the last episode that he partnered up with Netflix, and on December 2nd, he dropped the Diddy documentary, The Reckoning, right? Now, his reasoning for dropping the documentary, we all know, petty, male ego, you fucked my baby mother, I got 2. One I don't like, the one I do like. You have the nerve to fuck my baby mother, the one I do like, and pimp her out and have her liking it. oh, this beef is forever, right? He gonna tell you whatever else he wants to tell you. Oh, I never liked him. But we know fragile masculinity. We know bitch ass cancers. We know men. Put the three together, we got a conglomeration of hurt. The documentary drops. Some people are saying 50 is now 5-0. Get it? 50 Cent, 5-0 police. Haha. No, not a good joke, but people are upset. They said it's dry snitching. The documentary was very, very, very well put together. It was broken down into 4 episodes. I got my journalistic flow on. Okay, I gave y'all notes. In case y'all don't have the 4 hours attention span, don't worry. So every episode out of the 4 is an hour. I gave them like categories. Episode 1 would be his introduction to fame. Episode 2 would be the intro to the beef, the major beef, the East Coast, West Coast beef. Episode 3 would be his intro to violence. And then episode 4 would be the takedown. So let me just give y'all visuals and then I will get into the documentary itself. Let's get rid of that because that's the girl who passed away and it's too much. So this is 50 Cent on Good Morning America talking about the feud, and then we'll get into the documentary.
Project. 50 Cent on his highly anticipated new docuseries, Sean Combs' The Reckoning.
How did you go about getting the footage?
The Robin Roberts exclusive.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Monday morning, The Interview, and never-before-seen video of Sean Combs. First only on Good Morning America.
How dramatic. Hey, Kenya, I see you. So that's one visual I want to give y'all before I jump in. This is another one.
Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack, King?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm going to get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what nobody said. Let's just here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
The footage is part of a new highly anticipated...
So, the first question I had was, how the fuck did 50 get this footage? And when y'all see it on your own times, y'all know how our eyes appear to be black from a distance, but they're really dark brown. Diddy's eyes are actually black. They're very demonic. You'll have to see it to understand what I'm saying. Very demonic, very otherworldly. So one, how 50 got the footage is Diddy was recording a documentary. He knew this whole thing was happening. He knew they were coming. So what happened was he paid for a photographer. He was recording a documentary for himself, failed to pay the photographer, and then that footage was up on the chopping block for the highest bidder, and a man driven by hurt and a little penis named 50 Cent. So you know what? Swing that over there. So you got to understand how vulnerable this footage is, how it's just like the worst possible thing that your enemy can obtain. Vulnerable, unseen footage that they can hold and, pivot in a way to, push their own agenda. Like, oh my God, what a fucking win for 50 Cent, even though his day is... Another thing they did on Twitter. When someone said, 50 Cent is so evil, his day is coming. And then someone countered it like, he got shot 9 times and lived. His day came already. When do you think people stop having days? Do you think that life is set up that you have one traumatic event and that's going to hold you over for life and nothing else happens? Why do you think that people only are bestowed one day? His day is still coming. Anyway, I hate 50. I can't separate the hate from the art, whatever. So the worst possible thing that could happen did happen to Diddy. His vulnerable, unseen footage was obtained by his mortal enemy and constructed in a way and compiled with other imagery to push an agenda the 50 Cent way. But let me tell you something. I have no dog in this fight. They both can, and not go to the rainbow. Okay. This was such a well composed documentary because, as I said, it gives you the intro to his fame, the intro to his violence, the intro to everything, and then the conclusion, the takedown. All right. So I just want to let y'all know what episode 1 is comprised of. Intro to fame is how he becomes famous, right? So they show you a young Diddy. Oh, he was so ugly. Oh, baby. I don't know if he touched his face or he did subtle things or money really does make you look good. But Diddy was ugly as fuck, right? He got a little good looking and he's ugly again because y'all see him in jail. He don't have Rogaine. He don't have Beijing. He don't have lube. He's just in there free balling and it's ugly. So return to his original essence, right? So he's a backup dancer in a couple of videos. You see him like in a Heavy D video. You see him in another video, but that's not enough for him. They say, he wanted to be a star. The background wasn't really him. So he linked it with Andre Harrell. If you know anything about music, he's the CEO of Uptown Records, which is one of the biggest record labels at the time. They got Heavy D, they got Al B. Shaw, they got, hit makers. This was late 80s going into the early 90s, right? But Diddy's still a promoter, right? He's throwing these big parties. He's not a producer yet. So the biggest thing that happens in his early life is that HBCU party he threw where 9 people died. So they're saying that Diddy over-promoted the event, right? And overhyped it. And he had all these artists coming in and they didn't really have the correct security set up. So what happened was people bum rushed the doors. Like sometimes they'd be like, oh, tickets sold out or blah, blah, blah. People said, nah, fuck that. They bum rushed the door. But in this particular bum rush situation, the door only opened inwards and not outwards. So what happened was a lot of people got trampled. So altogether, there was 9 deaths, right? So you would think that an event with this many casualties would take somebody out the game. This is the beginning of his fame. Party so big, the party to die for, right? His name became so big after this, right? How? I don't know. He clicks up with Andre Harrell, right? Protege. He's Andre, and Andre would put him on impossible tasks, and you see him bestow this on other people when we see him during making the band, but that's decades later. Andre Harrell would tell him, go across town, go grab that, beat it, scram. He'll be right back. And Andre Harrell's like, yo, how did you do that so fast? Because I ran there and back. So now you're not willing, you're willing to get your hands dirty. You don't have any ego. You're a good gopher. You know what? Let me take you under the wing. But what happens? What happens when you take people beneath you under the wing? When they rise up, they try to outshine the master, right? Cool. So Andre for years is molding Diddy to, be his predecessor, right? You already know Diddy's ego. Too big for his own bridges. Like he has a God complex, right? Not like mine, because mine is a joke, I think. But his is very evil and sadistic, right? So him, naturally, and Andre, they start, you can't have 2 dicks in a pod. Pissing contest. Whose dick is bigger, right? Right? For a short amount of time, Diddy comes to live with Andre, picks up all his things. Him and Andre fall out. Andre fires him. But he gives him a little perk. All right, I can't work with you. You're getting too big for your bridges. But you can take Biggie. So what a lot of people do or don't know is Biggie was signed as an Uptown artist, right? Diddy was in charge of artist development. He was in charge of Jodeci's development. He did stellar with that. He was in charge of Mary J. Blige's development. We already know how big she became. So when he got Biggie, he was like, you know what? Since you're a hit maker, I trust you. You take these artists, you mold them. You're bigger than the artist. What you say goes. But you got to go at this point. You can take Biggie. They conclude season 1 there. The departure from Andre Harrell and Uptown, the birth of Bad Boy and Biggie. Now, at the time, we already know. I said we like y'all old with me. I don't know. I was alive for it. I wasn't, allowed to go to parties, but I was alive for it. At the time, the West Coast had rap in the chokehold. So Diddy wanted to know what is the chemistry? What is the formula over there for Pac and his success? So he started to mimic Pac's imagery to get Biggie's success. First of all, is my husband out there? Pac was sexy as fuck. I was a kid. It's so many people that was very handsome when I was a kid, and I didn't realize when I see them, I was like, God damn. Denzel Washington and Tupac are very, very good examples. I'm a kid. Okay? Just trying to get me a little sandwich, a little Hawaiian punch, a little Capri Sun. Wasn't looking at mine. But damn. So Diddy, first of all, black and ugly as ever. However, so it was going to be really hard to get that Pac influence, but he took everything else he could. The hardcore lyrics, the girls at the pool, So he started like the swagger jacking, the style. But you know, the lyrics is 101. Now, over in LA, they say Pac was feeling Biggie. Heard about this kid from Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy. Was very happy for success. I'm going to fly out there and support him, you know? So in the beginning, in the very, very beginning, Biggie and Pac were cool, becoming friends. They said that Diddy was in the shadows. Very jealous. You want to know why? Because Diddy wanted to suck Pac dick. Because Pac was sexy. You already know Diddy's a raving homosexual. Closeted. Maybe not closeted. We're going to get into that in more discussions. So now, Diddy is becoming jealous of the relationship between Pac and Big. Not only that, Diddy's like, you want to come over here? And Pac's like, why would I do that? I'm good over here. You see my success. So now Diddy's jealous, wants to suck a little dick, can't, frustrated, looking at the friendship, can't get the artist. Now, y'all know about Quad Studios. Maybe y'all don't. I keep on saying y'all. I was born in 86. So y'all know Quad Studios is the infamous shooting of Tupac. So now they got the footage. This is what 50 Cent did, which made this documentary monumental. He took old footage from everywhere, compiled it with the new unseen footage, and comprised this very well orchestrated documentary. So now we're getting old footage of Tupac from the wheelchair saying his rendition of what happened when he got shot up at Quad Studios. He says there's this guy named Caesar, Little C's. He's in a studio in a session upstairs with Biggie. The last thing I see is Little C saying, yo, Pac, what's up, right? Now, they get Little C's rendition. Little C's is like, me and Biggie's in a session. Tupac's out down there. Guess who put the session together? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Diddy, right? At every crime scene, for every death and shooting, it's going to be Diddy, right? Little C says before he can even get downstairs, they hear the shots. Two guys run in to a Pac session, shoot him up. So now you get shot. You're not going to, give people the benefit of the doubt. These niggas shot me. If it seems like these niggas shot me. Whole time, it could be a team, but other people in the team know what's going on that other people don't. So what I'm led to believe from watching this documentary and taking notes like the journalist I am, I believe that Diddy put the hit on Pac because Pac didn't want to come over to Bad Boy, and he was jealous, and if Pac dead on the floor, he could suck his dick real quick and go by his life, right? Now, here comes the beef. Pac is led to believe this was an ambush from Bad Boy, Biggie included, Lil C's. I truly believe, and I wasn't there, we could just use our, inferences, context clues. I truly believe that motherfucking a plot twist. He wanted to suck him off, so he killed him. Y'all know that he's, watch the documentary. Very sick man, very homosexual. Nothing wrong with that, but he pretends he's not. There's something wrong with lying about it. Now, I do not believe that Biggie and C's knew what was going on. I believe that strategically he set up a session the same time Pac was in there so that they could have this beef. Now, the jealousy of Tupac, the copying of Tupac, the shooting of Tupac. Now, we got this East Coast, West Coast beef. Biggie is giving these events and shows in LA. Biggie did not want to go to LA. And they're also telling you that Biggie at this time was already talking about leaving Bad Boy. If you see how Diddy carries himself, a big prideful Brooklyn man with Jamaican ancestry, not going to deal with no big slack, dirty body man. So you could tell it wasn't gonna last long. Diddy's very egotistical, very flamboyant, very, West Indians don't play with that shit, right? Cool. There's talks about Biggie wanting to leave Bad Boy. Put it in your head. Now, there's already beef on the West Coast. When we was in Quad Studio, I got shot. I feel like it was y'all. Biggie had no business in LA. So now, as per the documentary, they're saying when Biggie went to LA against his wishes, telling Diddy, I really don't want to go to LA. Once in LA, his flights back to the East Coast was canceled. Now he's trapped in LA, right? Makes you ponder. Biggie dies. Sorry to spoiler alert. I know you guys ain't seen the movie yet. Y'all wanted to know if Biggie makes it or not. No. March 9th, a king from Brooklyn was taken from us. Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys, to ruin your day. Now, when you carry the one, she said, no. When you carry the one, knowing that, being informed that allegedly Biggie was leaving Bad Boy, they was having their personal problems, a flight was allegedly canceled, you would feel that the diddler had his hands on this murder, right? You felt like the blood was on his hands. Allegedly. Biggie dies. Diddy claims that he paid for the funeral cost. That was his best friend. There is paperwork and evidence that shows that Diddy did not, in fact, pay for the funeral, but the Biggie estates was charged. You know how you pay an artist and everything goes through. It's not like Diddy and Christopher Wallace. It's Bad Boy Incorporated and the Biggie estates. Paperwork is showing that Biggie's estate paid for his funeral, even though Diddy came and said, oh, it's my best friend, I paid for it. Now, here's some key points I want to show y'all from episode 2. Episode 2 covers the death of Biggie and Pac. Diddy has close involvement.
Uniform came and got on tape. I said, man, you touched the homie. We're going to tear this motherfucker up. He said, well, I got to throw him out. I said, for what? He said, he would pump you.
Okay, I don't want to make y'all. Let me read the key points to y'all. It'll be a lot quicker. Diddy wanted to work with Pac. Pac wanted no parts. He only wanted to work with Biggie. Pac showed up to Quad Studio, got shot. Little C's tried to get him downstairs. Says 2 armed men told him to get back. Pac is shot 5 times. Puff denies involvement. Kirk Burroughs, I'm going to tell you who the fuck that is. It's very important. Recalls Diddy calling him into his office to watch him get his dick sucked. Signs of things to come. Burroughs, which is Diddy's best friend and part owner of Bad Boy Records with a 25% stock, is told to give it back. Burroughs claims he didn't want to give it back, but did so to stay in Diddy's good graces. In 23, his best friend / business partner Burroughs is sued over this matter, but the case was dismissed. Craig Mack, y'all remember one of his biggest, not one of the biggest artists, but he had a very big single. Remember the bottles? Bad Boy, come out and play. Brand new flavor in your ear. I got to explain that because I think y'all are kids, okay? Craig Mack's wife recalls Craig Mack asking Puff for his money. Puff promising it, pulling out a big stack of money at a show and only giving him $100 bill. Al B. Shore appears as Suge Knight is mentioned. He says Suge protected him like no one else. I didn't know that. Diddy found Craig Mack was being courted by Death Row. Okay. Suge Knight's infamous Death Row invitation moment at the Source Awards was covered. Diddy took a peace approach at the Source Awards, but didn't forget. Okay, this is a lot. I like my version. Okay, so that's episode 2. So he's like, I did not expect to unlock all this knowledge at 37. Yeah, that's why I said that this documentary is so good, because being in our late 30s and being alive during this actually happening and thinking that you already knew and consumed everything about the situation, and then again, a documentary that gives you so much information that you didn't know is like, wow, okay? We love new information. Now, season 3. Episode 3 is his intro to violence in women. So now, the reason why this documentary is so compelling is because 50 gets very important people with monumental credibility to cross Diddy. But is it crossing someone who's the devil? No. to speak out. Crossing sounds like the person was slighted. No, Diddy is the fucking devil. He gets two of Diddy's best friends, one which becomes co-owner of Bad Boy Records with 25%. The other 75% goes to Janice Combs. The reason why 75% goes to Janice Combs is because Diddy didn't want anything in his name. He learned from the HBCU trample situation that he didn't want to have to pay victims. If things were in his names, he would have to pay the victims. So that was the first sign of the guy, the best friend name is Kirk Burroughs. He said, this is the first sign of me seeing the Diddy that I grew up with, the Sean Combs, turn into Diddy and turn into an evil person. Like, signs were there. He also gets Eric Sermon, Green Eye Bandit from EPMD, Q from Day 26, Albie Shore from Uptown Records, Kalina from Dirty Money, Joy Dickerson, a friend of his back in the day, bodyguard he had for more than a decade, artists from Bad Boy like Mark Curry, amongst other people. So this is why the credibility is there. It is people that were actually there, right? So now season 3, intro to women in violence. Diddy was very ugly, like I told y'all. He had eyes for Kim Porter. Kim Porter is the mother of Christian Combs. You know, the really skeevy one that looks just like him and he's really embarrassing and he keeps on trying to do music and it doesn't work. That one. Kim Porter is the mother of the I always call him a dick rider, but that's his dad, so I'll let him slide. He's still a dick rider. And the mother of the twins. At the time, infamously known as Albie Shore's girlfriend, Albie Shore is the biggest artist on Uptown, and Kim Porter is a receptionist there. Diddy comes every day with his oversized teeth and his dark beady eyes and the Gumby high top, and he says, yo, I'm going to get her one day. Everybody laughs, but money wins, right? He steals Kim Porter from Albie Shore. Then we get some testimony from Eric Sermon from EPMD, and he says, hey, so I'm real close friends with Misa Hilton. That's the mother of Justin Combs. Who's the pappy? You want me to tell you? Wolf, the security guard. But that's not here nor there. That's not Diddy's son. To me. So, at the time, Eric from EPMD is best friends with Misa. Diddy goes and steals Misa from Eric, and it gets weird, right? They said he actually molds Misa to replicate his mother Janice. Then the last girl we know about him stealing, infamously, is Cassie from Ryan Leslie. Ryan Leslie is a very, very humongous producer at this time. Diddy wants to work with him. Diddy's like, yeah, you and Cassie. Come to session 1, 2, and 3. Sessions 4 through 28, no Ryan Leslie or Cassie steals the girl, right? So now we got the childhood friend with much credibility, Kirk Burroughs, telling you, so when we was younger, Diddy ain't have no daddy, right? His dad was killed back in the day. Before he was killed, these people had a substantial amount of money. So he never had a hard life. He never had a gangster life. He was a good suburban kid from Mount Vernon. You know, father died. He didn't have a male figure in the home. So this is the creation of the monster as well, right? So we don't have the male figure in the home. So we have to pull from presence that we're around, that we absorb, and say, hey, this looks manly. I want to emulate this, right? So the childhood friend says, no man in the house. Daddy was killed. The mother was home. And he said, if you really want to know, they had a weird dynamic because, you know, if I did wrong, I get a little spanking. But she used to fuck him up. Like, close your eyes, fuck him up. Right? But then, full circle, the more power he got, he used to fuck Janice up. He said he used to beat her like he was a pimp. Right? Y'all already know they have a weird dynamic. Why? Because we saw the videos, they kiss. And you know, ain't nothing wrong with a little, I kiss my grandma in the mouth. But they weird. They weird. And I ain't got the time. You see the video with the white nail polish, and you know he makes all his bitches wear white nail polish, and they kiss on the mouth, and then the mother needed an IV because they partied too hard the night before. Like, make your own inferences. But also, the partying too hard, he learned that from her. So she used to have these parties, this is as per the best friend. Pimp Daddy. Hey, Token. So, the mother used to have these little parties in the living room. Kirk used to sleep over. He used to say she had a real stage. Come out, babies, dance for them, right? So now they doing the Running Man, they doing a robot, and they dancing and performing for the likes of these grown-ups. Already strange. I'm West Indian. I don't know how you Black Americans conduct yourselves. You know I gotta take a stab at y'all all the time, little fried chicken eaters. But anyway, they doing these performative dances for the appeasement of these sleazy adults in their living room. Diddy's absorbing all of this stuff. This is gonna, shape him for how he likes to party later in life. Right? Cool. Now, no father in the house. So he starts emulating the drug dealers in the neighborhood at that time. Mount Vernon and the Bronx and Harlem all connected. Who's famous at the time? The ever so sleazy, resting in piss Alpo. Alpo at the time, they say he used to have a party at a rooftop, right? African Americans always going to take straight. It's just, the ever lasting African American versus West Indian beef. I love it, right? We love a good diaspora war. At the time, Alpo's in Harlem. This is the era where men were still good looking and still made money. They still could fix cars. They had that little cocaine drug dealer chic. Now we got bums and they wear dresses and they dirty and they can't change a tire. So the thrill is gone. But at this time, niggas was niggering, right? Alpo used to have a party in Harlem in the rooftop, and they said he used to play videos in the background of him fucking girls, unbeknownst to them, very rapey. So Diddy would see this, and he had no male figure, and he was a follower. So Diddy said, oh, this gets the people going. This is going to play a part later in his development. So he's outside in Harlem, seeing who he want to swagger jack, who he want to be like, because he ain't got no daddy, right? So he takes the likings to these drug dealers that's famous at the time, as per his best friend, right? So now we're introduced to a character. Her name is Joy Dickinson. She's a friend of his. She's going to be introduced as one of the victims. Like she has, later on in the future, she's going to have a sexual assault case on him because they were close. One day he asked her, hey, somebody called out of a video. I need you to be the video girl. She agreed. After the video was done, he says, hey, after party at Andre Harrell's house. She gets there. There's no Andre. There's no Harrell. But there's still a party, right? The introduction of the idea of Diddy drugging girls starts as early as the late 80s. So in this particular situation, Joy Dickinson wakes up, doesn't have any recollection of what goes on, but she is told by a couple of people later in the week, hey girl, so this is awkward, but we was at a party that Diddy threw, and there was a movie playing in the back, and it was starring you. You actually was the lead star, and it was a porn. So she's freaked out. She doesn't even remember the intercourse. Didn't even tell anybody. It's one of those situations where your brain tries to protect itself, push it to the back. But one night her mom is sleeping over her house. She's screaming in her sleep something about, his name is Puff at the time. Diddy was what he changed his name to avoid lawsuits, right? The mother's like, who's this puffy person? She admits to her mom, hey, so there's this person that used to be my friend. He essayed me, sexually assaulted me. The mother writes a letter to his family. This is the part where I laugh. She goes, dear Mr. and Mrs. Combs, daddy dead, girl. It's just a Miss Combs and she's a whore, right? Let's get straight to it. The daddy Peppy gone. Miss Janice Combs, your son's a predator. He did X, Y, and Z to my daughter. I know you ain't gonna believe it because you black women, y'all like to, hold your sons to no accountability, baby them, coddle them, send them out into the world. They be sexual assaultants. They be DVs. Y'all don't check them. So I know this letter's gonna be hard to swallow. But since your son loves to swallow, and he probably learned it from you, swallow this. Your son's a rapist, right? Goes unscathed. His popularity is getting so high right now that nobody wants to, counter him, rub him wrong. He's the guy to know right now. He's the hit maker. He just did this with Jodeci. He just did. You get it? Men in power don't really face consequences. We got a president. Rapist. Racist. Everycist. Should be in jail. Not. Power. Money. See the trend here? Cool. Right? So Joy Dickinson, she gives us her accounts. Now, when you got bodyguards that were friends with you and say, you know what? I really liked Diddy until I understood him as a person. And he's the devil. There were days where I was doing the security for him and I would have his door would be closed and I would hear him boom, bing, 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 boom, boom. Beat up a bitch, send her out. And I'm just like, okay, so you beat bitches, right? So we can't make this up. Bodyguards. We have the artist Mark Curry. Mark Curry saying, so first of all, he's swaggerless and he's untalented. I had to write a lot of his music and he couldn't even deliver it right. So at the time, there was this big movie out called Godzilla, one of the hugest soundtracks at the time, and Diddy was in charge of it. I don't know if Diddy was in there playing with a Fisher-Price keyboard, and they's like, you know what? You are the greatest. But he wasn't doing half of the stuff they thought he was doing. Remember he said in the song, don't matter if I write rhymes, I write checks. Because he can't. So people are writing for Diddy, and it doesn't stop the money flow. So Mark Curry gives his rendition of writing the song, Come With Me, and Diddy's so swaggerless, he couldn't recite it correctly. And then he gets him to recite it correctly, and he makes all this money, and Mark Curry gets virtually nothing. This is going to be the underlying theme with Diddy. He don't pay people. And that's why these people were willing to tell their testimony, because listen, I turned a blind eye to you beating up bitches and raping people. Oh, you're such a good, but not paying me is where I draw the line. So you're going to see humans live in this documentary. They'll turn a blind eye to the most inhumane things, but people do not care until it's their day. Weird, right? Cool. So Mark Curry gives his testimony, and the ammo for that is that he wrote a lot of lyrics for Diddy and Diddy didn't pay him. Cool. Now, they go into the monster that we saw during making the band. Remember, he made 3 bands. He made the band, right? Remember, top 5 rappers of all time, Dylan. That we had Babs from Brooklyn. She reminded me of myself. We had Enes. We had a couple of people, right? He did them people wrong, so they were willing to give their testimony. Danity Kane, you know who stood out the most? Aubrey O'Day. And she gives one hell of a testimony. I'm about to tell y'all that. Day 26, he did something to Q. Every time y'all ask Q about Diddy, he gonna cry. Y'all like to see a grown man cry? No, I do. But for other things, not sexual assault. You already know Diddy. And then we see him with the branding of Ciroc and how he gets really big with that. Now, Aubrey O'Day was made to be the standout star in Day 20 in Danity Kane because she's white. Y'all thought I had another reason? Because Dawn sang better. She was prettier. White, right? So he says to Aubrey, you see you? You the star, white girl. It's very flattering. This is one of the biggest artists of our time. He's really up there in wealth. You tell a joke, I'm going to slap my knee, throw my head back like my cavity show is the funniest joke I heard in my life. Because not only do I want you to be an artist, I want you to like me sexually so I can be your girlfriend and spend all your money, right? Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know you was a rapist, you drug bitches, and you hit them up too. That's too much. So you can see how someone would allow him to groom them and how the grooming goes wrong. Because I hate the whole, shout out to Token. Cheesecakes from me, greater than signed juniors, all right? This is someone who sued me for the recipe, lost, and can still tell the truth. My cheesecakes are better than Junior's. Nonetheless, the mind frame of these women is this is Sean Diddy Combs. About to touch $1 billion. At this point, he's about to touch $1 billion. Of course, if you flirt with me, I'm going to flirt back, right? We don't know all the evil that comes with you yet. In the grooming process, you're very, very charismatic, very charming, till you get the prey we want, and then you punch your teeth out my mouth. We all know how it works. Not we all know, but we've all heard the grooming process. Aubrey is selected to be the front man of Danity 26, but she's a little chicka-boom. She's a little spicy. Diddy don't like that, right? She shows us a couple of emails where he tells her all these sexual things he wants to do to her and how he's watching a porn, he's masturbating to her. And let me know if you're down, if you want to fuck sometime or now or later, right? They never tell us if they ever have a consensual relationship. You got to remember, the executive producer is 50. He's going to take a lot of the truths and leave things out to paint a heart, like it's even possible to paint a harder picture of Diddy because the picture is a horror film, right? So they never tell us if there is a consensual relationship, but they do fast forward to a part where somebody tells Aubrey, just like we remember with Joy Dickerson, There's a video I saw. No, it's not a video this time. It's a party and somebody walks. They're trying to go to the bathroom, right? And this is a mansion, so you don't know which door is which door. The girl, the attendant of this party opens up a door and she said she sees 100% sure Aubrey O'Day with the bottom half of her pants. So trigger alert, trigger warning, trigger warning. The bottom of her pants is off. The top is still on. Diddy penetrating her and a man forcing fellatio on her. She calls Aubrey and say, hey, so you looked very inebriated. I'm just calling you to make sure that you know what happened to you. And Aubrey's like, so no. I had sex yesterday. Aubrey's telling us as she's being interviewed, I don't even drink heavy. Drinking has never been any of my problems. So I don't have any recollection of this. I just know that I was told by someone that they saw me live being sexually assaulted and that I should, pursue a case and that they would back me, right? So now we got Joy Dickinson giving her sexual assault rendition with Diddy, Aubrey O'Day, and then we get men victims, right? Not a victim yet, a complacent participant, but this is going to turn into a victim. They go on this part at this point of the documentary. He's dating Cassie, right? This is such an awful relationship. Diddy and Cassie order a male prostitute, also known as a gigolo. Okay, it's a prostitute. They ordered the ugliest prostitute. Oh my God, like what? Damn, did you want no competition at all? The ugliest, hardest thing on eyes. Poor Cassie, right? She had to, tolerate this. They get a prostitute, take a liking to him, and keep him as an on-call member for their sexcapades for 8 years. He's a willing interviewer for the podcast, and he tells us about the interactions. In the beginning, Diddy even has to have his face covered up being incognito, and his name was Frank Black. Real incognito. They'll never guess. Frank White, Frank Black, sick, right? The prostitute tells us about all the sex that he was paid to have with Cassie. He said that he would get paid $6,000 a sexcapade, which could last 5 rounds, each sexcapade, which could last a day or two. Diddy was the director. He used to give directions. They were very meticulous, like turn at a 10-degree angle, more oil, just, really controlling sick, sadistic shit. The guy doesn't say that Diddy and him ever have intercourse, but baby, there's so many other people who claim it doesn't even matter. What he does tell us is that they started collecting his sperm. And that's when he was just like, okay, so this was already sick, but this is sicker. Why y'all collecting my sperm? And he said, Diddy would tell him, oh, because I like to see her play with it, sometimes swallow it. And he's just like, yo, these people are sick. I don't know why that was the determining factor for his sickness, but he tells of instances where he would get flown out every March 9th, which is the anniversary of Biggie's death. So they used to have like a memorial sexcapade, or in my opinion, a celebration of getting away with the murder of Biggie every year. Allegedly, when you collect the data and carry the one. So they used to hire this prostitute every March 9th to have sex on the anniversary death of Biggie. And he recollects one instance where him and Cassie was having sex. I think it was unscheduled. And Diddy was just like, oh, his dick bigger than mine? Probably. It just gives. I don't want to think about Diddy's dick, but the prostitute says Diddy gets up, beats the brake off of her. He said, just kicking her, very reminiscent of like a movie, and you see a pimp beating up one of the hoes. He said he was just kicking up the girl, and he said, yo, Diddy, what's wrong? He said, shut the fuck up. You ain't gonna do nothing about it. So he commits to shut the fuck up because to him, this money is worth it, right? Cool. So we got that testimony. So that's episode 3. That's gonna give you the introduction to violence and women, and they're letting you know even his mother wasn't, safe. The childhood friend told you even the mother got it sometimes. Now, this is episode 4 and the final episode. This is the episode I entitled The Takedown. This is going to be the trial the jurors, the witnesses, and the decision, right? So in episode 4, we meet 2 key witnesses. One is Capri Clark, which was his assistant for about 10 years. And the other one, his name is Rodney Jones. Remember the last album, the Love album? This was a new recruit, a new face, not a big name. He picked him for a reason, right? The talent was immaculate, but he didn't have a name. So he was going to be eager and he didn't know what he deserved. Very good, makes a very good victim. I'm eager. I have the talent. I know this is my one chance. I'm willing to do and say anything and tolerate anything. So these 2 witnesses are going to be very, very important in this episode. So let's start with Capricorn. I said Capri. Capricorn Clark. This is the assistant. She starts being his assistant circa 2004, right? Right after she gets the job, she tells us a story. Money, power, respect. Please grow up, Token. Right? When she gets the job, she tells us a story how Puff and his bodyguard take her to a desolate Central Park in the nighttime. And he goes, you didn't tell me you know Suge Knight. And she said, well, I know one of Suge Knight's baby mother. Me and her are best friends. And he says, let me tell you something. Anything comes back to me about you crossing me for Suge, I will kill you in the same very park. You see how this park is quiet? Bitch, I'll kill you. Right? She said, as all people and all victims, I needed the money, so it went under the rug, right? We forgot about it. We had a couple of beers. We commenced to do business with each other. Now, Rodney Jones, producer of the Love album. He is locked in with Diddy for 2 years, and this whole 2 years is being documented. And 50 Cent gets all this documentation because this documentation was sponsored and paid by Diddy. I don't know if Diddy thought for sure let's close this book. Diddy did think he was not going to be sentenced what he was sentenced, and he thought he was going to walk out because, do y'all remember, he got sentenced on October 3rd. Do y'all remember he was setting up like parties like for October 5th in Miami? And I said, what a cocky, hubris having son of a bitch. Because God complex, like I say I have, is a joke. But hubris is actually the act of thinking that you're bigger than God, right? This is a psychology term. The guy during this 2-year documentary keeps on comparing himself to Jesus. Not fun like me, but literally everything has to be right. Because when Jesus was and he kept on speaking as if him and Jesus was here, but he was a little here. It was sick. Watch the documentary. So now this 2-year footage, unpaid for and picked up by 50 Cent, is all for us to see, right? Word of the day, hubris. Thank you, Token. Now, Rodney Jones, the eager, new, fresh-faced producer, tells us there's 200 producers in the studio. They're working on the song with Justin Bieber. He wanted, once again, swagger jacket. Remember how he took Pac style and said, I want Biggie to do like this? How does Pac do it? I want Biggie to sound like Pac. He does it with Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber, adult Justin Bieber. Not Bieber fever, but fucked up Lyme disease Justin, way after One Less Lonely Nigger. I'm never taking my foot off his Caucasus Mountain neck. Long story. Justin Bieber's on the Love album. He says he wants it to sound like Michael Jackson. Why is it not having that Michael Jackson flow? Maybe, I was going to say maybe because he's white, but that doesn't help my case with Michael Jackson. Nonetheless, according to Rodney Jones, he was the only one to crack the code and find the formula to give it the MJ flair. And Diddy said, I want you for the album. Come with me to Star Island. I think he had to live with him like a little gerbil. Like he just like kidnapped him from his family and other obligations. And said, you're going to live with me for 2 years. Now, this is where it gets weird. They're in Miami. They're working on the Love album. Rodney Jones tells us that he had to do things that were unrelated to the music project. They would give him a bad boy's hat and say, go to Booby Trap on the Water, a big strip club out there, and go get some girls and bring them back because the vibe isn't right. We need a little sex trafficking to get that bounce for an ounce. Diddy can't make no hits without a little sex trafficking in the back. So I need you to take them from over there, bring them over here, and make them drop down there, right? He's just like, what they got to do with that? I said, get I'm tired, Grandpa. That's too damn bad. So now he's an accomplice because he's transporting girls from the club, bringing them to do sex work at the home. And now he's saying, and I quote, there's drugs circulating. They got the one that Cardi baby daddy reject, baby father was seen on the boat with, the pink one. What's the pink cocaine called? It got a silly name. They got the pink cocaine. They got the white. They got the green. They got the blue. They got mad colors. I didn't even know they came in colors, right? Rodney Jones says that some days he woke up and there were prostitutes in the bed. And sometimes it was Diddy in the bed. And sometimes the days where he woke up with Diddy in the bed, he was sore. He never said sore where. He said he didn't want to talk about it. So I didn't ask. Right? So now we have the sex trafficking, we got the drugging, and we got the sexual assault, man on man, right? And this is what Rodney Jones is saying. Waking up in the bed with Diddy sore, and he says he didn't want to elaborate. Cool. He also recounts two weird things between Diddy and Justin. Justin Combs being the son of Diddy. They would go in the bathroom and fuck bitches together. Very weird. Or maybe they know that Diddy ain't the father. Wolf is really the father, and it makes it less weird. And he recounts a studio session where Diddy and Justin, and this is where he knew Diddy had too much power and he didn't want to speak out against him. Diddy and Justin went into a bathroom with a guy that they had a disagreement with, heard two shots. Rodney says he runs into the bathroom, blood all over the floor. The guy is bleeding out. And he's like, we got to call the paramedics. He's going to die. He said, nobody's even panicking. The guy's just like, okay, so I'm dying, right? He's the only person that's reacting in real time. Like, this guy is shot. He said, we got to take him outside. So by the time the paramedics come, we could just put him on the truck, blah, blah, blah. He said, by the time police comes, police are not even asking about a shooting. They're telling him. So where was the shooting? Diddy's security guard at the time comes out, talks to the cops, and makes it go all the way. Like it was never a shooting. He said that's when he realized this is not the guy to cross. This is not, you just tolerate it, right? Cool. So we got the gang bangs with his son in the bathroom. The actual bang bangs in the bathroom with his son. Homosexuality, intercourse, sexual assault. Sex worker, recruiter, freak offs with son. Now, he said there were hidden cameras all over the apartment where they were recording the Love album, right? And the same Love album, it comes out now. And he said that Diddy kept on, you too fine to be in conspiracy. Shut the fuck up and watch the motherfucking show, fucking bitch. I'm doing a fucking show so I can get my grandma out the hood. Anyway, so he says that Diddy was promising payment for the Love album. Weeks turned into months, months turned into nothing, and Diddy kept on dangling this carrot. It was like for power reasons. Oh, you're gonna get paid. But then, they had clips of all the other artists that didn't get paid, and they said this is Diddy's thing. He likes to keep you vulnerable. He likes to keep you chasing. It's a power thing for him. He does have the fucking money. He's just disrespectful and act like he can't die, right? So this is the incentive for Rodney Jones' testimony. He spent 2 years working for Diddy relentlessly, day and night, getting fucked unbeknownst to him, being a part of the sex trafficking, and gotten zero. He said the most he was offered for his 2 years of service was $29,000, in which he never received, right? Okay. Now, they pan back to Capricorn Clark, and they go into the Kid Cudi shit, right? So now, Diddy was dating Kim Porter and Cassie at the same time. They explained it as Kim was the wife, Cassie was wifey. Then Kim stood up for herself and was just like, I'm out, right? Cassie's still there, young, eager, being promised, I'm going to make you the biggest artist. She was promised a 10-album deal. So she's going to stick around to get her things, right? Now, they re-account all the ass whoopings. They re-account all the freak-offs. Capricorn tells us, so I was kind of in charge of Cassie when Diddy wasn't around, and I gave her a little bit of freedom. Weird dynamic, right? Cassie gets this friend. The friend we know is Kid Cudi. So now Capricorn is like, okay, I work for Diddy. You're implicating me in some shit that's gonna get me in trouble, but keep it light. But Cassie fucks up by texting Capricorn one day, hey, can Kid Cudi come hiking with us? So she said, you know what? She really fucked up texting that because now I'm complacent. Still lets him come hiking. Capricorn tells us a week later, she gets a crazy bang at her door, 6 a.m. This is the kidnapping story. He comes with a gun. We're going to kill Kid Cudi. We're on the way to the wizard. He's going to die, right? She says she can't do anything. There's a gun to her head. She said they get to Kid Cudi's house. She's praying Kid Cudi isn't there. She calls Cassie. Cassie's like, Kid Cudi's with me. So Diddy says, okay, cool. I'm not going to release you. This is kidnapping because you're being forcefully held with a firearm. I'm not going to release you until Cassie brings herself to me. Cassie sacrificed herself. Tell him, come to me. He gets there. He beats the shit out of her, right? So this is where we get the Kid Cudi testimony and people like Kid Cudi snitching. The nigga blew up his car. And you know what else he did? And 50, you missed this part, you little hamster-looking bitch. So we know from, we were getting court documents live when we was on Twitter during the court proceedings. And Kid Cudi said he locked the dog in the bathroom and hurt the dog. I want him dead. If y'all in the same jail as Diddy, I got butthole pictures. It ain't gonna be mine. It's gonna be my grandma. But I got some butthole pictures of my grandma. If y'all go and rough him up a little bit and just say woof woof after, he gonna know who's it from and why is it from, because he hurt Kid Cudi dog. Not a lot, but enough for me to send y'all my grandma's nudes as payment to do the right thing. So anyway, Kid Cudi takes the stand, talks about the blowing up of his car and the violence from Diddy. And a lot of people on the internet at that time said it was snitching. Y'all tried too hard to be, I don't understand what y'all got going on over there at Dollar Tree or the Piggly Wiggly that makes y'all fantasize and romanticize this street life. But you fucking touch my dog or you blow up my motherfucking car. Bitch, I'm telling. So, yeah, guys, whatever. Kid Cudi takes the stand. Now the jurors. We didn't know nothing about the jurors because I'm sorry, I have a very thick New York accent, so jurors was the jury. I was trying to say the jury in a plural sense. The jurors. They give us 2 jury members, right? A black girl like myself that was around during Diddy's fame, and I felt like she gave groupie, right? And they give you Punjabi MC. A little Indian Hindu man that'll meet me at the gotti bitty. That comes from a religion where women don't have a say. So you can slap them upside the face a couple of times. They're going to say it's love. So I think that was very dangerous for the jury's decision making, because you had a groupie that was there and starstruck for the fame, and then you had Punjabi MC who also beats his wife and think that she doesn't mean anything and that she got to cover up her hair because her hair is too sexy, so women don't have rights. So who really chose the jury? The jurors? Who chose the jurors? Huh? Right. So the black girl juror, I can't say it so bad. The black girl juror gives her sweet sugar beauty, you're looking like a cutie. That's all I heard, okay? The black girl was just like, yeah, so I'm familiar with Puff Daddy, and this is why I felt like she was a groupie and a fan, and she wasn't in a mental capacity to give an unbiased juror decision. She recants an instance where Diddy heard something unfavorable and he looked at the jury and he did like a head nod, and the judge held him in contempt because she felt like he was trying to sway the jury. And the girl says, and I quote, I don't feel like he was trying to sway us. It was the same Diddy nod that I remember from watching Making the Band. Like this. So, bitch, you's a fan. You remember the way he nod. You romanticize the nod. You empathize with the nod. And I'm supposed to believe you gave a non-biased decision? Then you got Punjabi MC. And he's like, oh, I don't know. It looked like love to me. They had curry. You like curry? I like curry. And he's just talking about, you don't like something, you just leave. How, when you threatening to blow up my mama house, kill my dog, I can't just leave. I know what you do in your religion and you just beat up women, but this here in American soil, this ain't normal. So I feel like it was a very biased jury. I did not know the jurors were so dumb. And baby, when it came to them court illustrations, whoever had to draw those illustrations hated Diddy. They made his teeth yellow. They gave him those sunken, dark, demonic eyes. They gave him You ever see those caricature? How you say that word? Caricature? Y'all know the fucking word where they have the exaggerated features of a cartoon made of you? Caricature? Whatever. I got a degree. I don't got to be able to say everything right. The court illustrator was making it very well known how he or she felt about Diddy. Yellow teeth, very gray, droopy face, very ugly. Shout out to the court illustrator, right? I really love the work you did on Diddy. So there was a lot of juror manipulation subconsciously with Diddy, right? Who said there was a hit on Pac? I missed one of my notes, but the main theme is that one of the people in the documentary said that they truly believe the hit on Pac was from Diddy. So that's one of the last bombs they dropped on us. Was it his childhood friend, Kirk Burroughs? And Kirk, under the bus, 16-wheeler, it rolled over him, spread out his brain. It was a very lovely revenge on Kirk Burroughs because that guy was a piece of shit to him. But they agree that the hit on Pac, and even that guy that's in court right now, I got a clip I'm going to show y'all. He even says it's Diddy. Y'all left out a key point, and I'm going to leave the documentary on this. Why every time somebody powerful has someone that dies very closely to them that was going to, turn against them or something, they fell down the stairs or they had pneumonia. Y'all remember Ivanka Trump? Down the stairs, dead? At the bottom of the stairs? Don't believe it. Y'all know who did that. Kim Porter, about to, allegedly a tell-all book, dies of pneumonia. I just want y'all to carry the one sometimes, but that's all what they say? Allegedly? All right, cool. At the end of the documentary, Capricorn Clark says that she was blackballed from the industry, lost everything. The other witness, the best friend, Kirk Burroughs, said he lost everything, even became homeless. And they're showing you the penalties of crossing Diddy. We all know the end of the documentary is going to be what the decision was. He was found not guilty of the racketeering and sex trafficking. He was found guilty of the lesser charge, transportation to prostitution, and something else that made no sense. And he was sentenced, instead of what I wanted, which was 50 years, to 50 months. And that is the conclusion of the Diddy documentary. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. All right. Now, there's a little bit of other things that I want to show y'all. This is the guy I was telling you about, Keith D. He's on trial right now for Tupac's murder. He's the one that also been telling us, hey, y'all, so I like attention and I'm going to die anyway. Yeah, Puff got more to do with it than y'all are saying. So Keith D's at Tupac's murder trial, and it's delayed allegedly to overwhelming evidence. The trial of Keith D had reportedly been pushed back to August 10th of 2026. The delay allegedly provides his legal team with more time to handle the overwhelming evidence, aiming for a fair trial. Let me tell you something. That extra evidence, I feel in my gut, is going to implicate Diddy in his involvement. So, y'all going to see, because 50 months with time served, Diddy ain't got that much longer in there. What me thinks is going to happen, he gonna find his way right back in the roundabout with his involvement for the hit on Tupac. Wishing on a star. That's the best I could do. All right, so that's the documentary, y'all. And 4 hours. If you got time, watch it. You really don't have to. I really just gave y'all everything. All right. What an exceptional rundown. Cue the fake applause. All right. How much time? Damn. That was an hour. All right, so we're going to have to breeze through the other topics. I'm going to have to do only the important stuff. What's this? Oh, it's a long show. Okay. So, on Thanksgiving Day, I was in the kitchen burning the baked ziti, and people were DMing me and saying, hey, Ray J got locked up. Him and what's the baby girl name? Princess got into domestic dispute. He pulled a gun on her, right? I don't know what's wrong with Ray J, y'all, but let's see. Princess Love isn't holding back, breaking her silence after an explosive live stream with her altercation with Ray J. Altercation ended with Ray J getting hauled off to jail. Princess posted a video on Thursday afternoon with the caption, "Enough Enough," speaking directly to Ray and unloading frustration about co-parenting and the chaos. Let's see where's the damn video? Right here. Sorry, y'all. Oh my God, I'm not going all the way back. Yes, I have to. Gotta finish out how I started. Oh my God, sorry guys, it's an ad. 28 seconds. Oh, we gotta do karaoke in the meantime. Any other videos we'll start without?
You probably know Vistaprint for business
hell
cards
no.
because we've printed them for millions of small businesses over the.
Fuck you. All right, guys, you just gotta wait. 12 seconds isn't that long. Let's do a bonding activity. Age, sex, location, sign, favorite activities. Okay, nobody cares. Let the video commence.
I just want to say, I've been doing a really great job at protecting my peace and staying off of social media and just going to work, taking care of my kids, minding my business. I love my kids, and I would never do anything to put them in danger, including leaving them with a man who's waving a gun around. I would never do anything to put my kids' lives in danger. I'm the best mother, and I do it alone.
All right. Boring. Snooze fest. So that is India saying what happened. It's 4 minutes. I don't have the attention span or the fucking time. So that is just India giving her rendition of what happened on Thanksgiving. She's having co-parenting problems with him. When he came to pick up the kids, he was waving a gun. Anybody waving a gun with her kids in the no sound on Twitch. Ooh, I know why. Thank you, Toki. Thank you. Oh, get y'all somebody who loves y'all like how Token loves me. Y'all just gonna have to see the review on YouTube. So yeah, they got into a fight on Thanksgiving. What's new? What else is going on?
Walking out.
Also on Thanksgiving, this was really, heart was in the right place. Brain wasn't. Everybody had a little backlash for Jim Jones giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving, but couldn't put down the weed.
Bro, come on.
Y'all are really crackheads.
No.
Oh my God.
Get online, baby, like everybody else. You can't come in and skip. You're going to get jumped out here while you finish. Chill out. Here you go, baby.
At some point, you guys got, do something that gives a bigger hit with less time required. Just smoking weed and giving out the turkeys, like your heart is in the right place. And then telling that lady to move before she get jumped. He remind me of Tokyo Tony. So Tokyo Tony is a maniac, but she does like charity work here and there. She'll give you a turkey and tell you shut the fuck up, die, and get out the way. But at least you got the turkey. Jim Jones, get some class, put down the weed, or just take a bump. It lasts shorter, but no one has to see your distasteful habit. Those weed people, they're really obsessive. What else happened over the week? Ray J tells you what happened. Let's see.
Go to where it don't supposed to go. You in my house. We're having an argument. All right? We grown-ups. If you want to leave, leave. The kids is upstairs sleeping in my bed. You want to go upstairs and take the kids, wake them up into this grown-up argument which shouldn't have happened. Instead of letting them sleep, you want to snatch her and take her with you. Then you got a dude coming in my bedroom where my kids is asleep, and they're trying to get in my bed and take my kids because all of y'all are drunk. Y'all can't drive with these kids drunk. I'm not letting that happen. This dude is coming in my room, getting in my bed to take my kid. I'm going to defend my kids, and I'm going to defend my space. And now, when they call the police, no problem. I'm sure the police going to come and understand what I'm going through. Then I go to jail. I'm in my bedroom. They're in there snatching my kids out of the bed while they're asleep.
What the fuck? All right. All I know is kids make everything ghetto. People that you once loved, you don't love anymore. The kid, I don't know what it is. I done seen people be in love for 10 years, have a kid, and they be trying to kill each other like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So it's ghetto. Y'all have kids, the ghetto was there. But now, I don't want to discredit Ray J because he a crackhead. And we don't know much about Princess. But if his side of the story is true, and you got a man in my bedroom trying to pull my kid out the bed to say y'all taking them somewhere and y'all drunk, I too will pull out the shady 380. I don't know. See, and this is why people with kids are beneath me, because it always gets too ghetto. Like, book a trip and take a flight. Anyway, but that is Ray J's rendition of what happened on Thanksgiving with the altercation with Princess. Very crazy. All right. I'm tired of seeing 50's face. Ew, get it out of here. Oh, and Diddy's, y'all know, Diddy's crew is trying to sue. Let me see what they're doing. Let me see what they're attempting to do. That Lauren Lorenza, she covered it on The Breakfast Club. Let me see if that clip is near. Oh, fucking spare me. If I gotta scroll anymore, fuck it. Okay, fuck it. Let me do my next story. What's next? A lot of these stories, I'll be like, oh, this is a good story. And I get there, I'm like, oh, nobody gives a fuck. Okay, let's do it. So, long story short, since we talk about 50 Cent, y'all know 50 really loved Pop Smoke more than he loves his own kid. And, you know, it was a lot of irony there. They say they had the same last name. They were Jacksons, and he took a liking to him. I never forget the day that they buried Pop Smoke. I just flew to New York that same day for something unrelated. I didn't fly to New York for his funeral. But Canarsie is the hood I used to hang out with, and that's where all my best friends live. So I was headed to Canarsie anyway. And y'all know that Canarsie is the home of Pop. There was a gold Lambo circling Canarsie, a purple Lambo. There was a whole bunch of Lambos. And then they had the carriage. They had the carriage for Pop. It was just crazy that I was in Canarsie for the same day. And the gold Lambo was driven by 50. And he had the windows down. And he was literally mourning. I'll never forget the imagery. Literally driving around the entire Canarsie for like 2 hours, mourning Pop and giving, you know, his respects. So we know that 50 loved Pop so much, and they gave us the reason why. He was so proud of him. He said that. Let me pause that. Pop Smoke was like a newer, younger, fire version of me. I saw myself in him. Anytime I listened to him, it was like listening to my younger self. He had the potential to become one of the greatest, and he was willing to learn from those that came before him. There was this one time he visited me and kept using his phone while I was talking. I got annoyed and thought, what is this man doing? So I walked over to check, and he was writing everything. Oh, he was writing. I'm never ever gonna be nice to you. That all was for Poppy and not for you, you hamster bitch. Right. So now, when I saw that story, another story popped up, and I heard this story, but no, I didn't have a show then. Let's see. I just saw that white cop. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I don't have a budget. I would love for things to just swoop in, but y'all gotta. Once y'all stick with me, it'd be worth it. There is a story about the NYPD and Poppy. Hold on. And this was a little rumor circulating in Brooklyn, so I was surprised to see it resurface recently. Is this it? Yes. Former police chief John Shell says the NYPD was trying to build a case on Pop Smoke before he passed away.
In 20, Pop Smoke, who lived in Canarsie, Brooklyn, he was down with the G-Stone Crips, I believe. I think it was the G-Stones from Canarsie, big crew. And again, same situation. He's the up and coming star, if you will. And we were into that gang, and he was part of it. But we didn't have much on Pop.
Allegedly.
But what Pop did was he had stole a Rolls Royce from, I think it was L.A., and brought it back to Canarsie. And we made an arrest that. We tried to leverage that. Because, you know, you might be running with the gang guys, and they're your friends. I mean, for better or for worse, but you got a lot more to lose.
Sure.
You got millions. You're a rising star. So as we were cultivating this whole gang case, I believe he got murdered in a home invasion in L.A. Yeah, that was Pop. He had some voice. He had a very distinct sound, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
It really was. So years after that, there was always a Pop Smoke Day in Canarsie. We had to put a lot of cops there because a lot of gang members showed up.
Shut the fuck up.
So Pop Smoke. Now, the first rapper that I ever had any dealings with as a precinct was Busta Rhymes.
All right, now you're just talking back culture. But anyway,
Busta Rhymes
that's a rumor that was circulating around the time of his death, when everybody was just trying to find out who and why and what brought that day to him. And I didn't know the rumor had validity behind it, but that's the cops saying that they were actually building a case on Pop right before he died. All right? All right, don't want to give too much information, even though it's on the internet. It just feels too close to snitching. And I, too, want to be accepted by the gangsters. All right, moving right along. Let's do something light. Okay, what else I got going on the internet? I want that video going. Why does it keep on showing up? All right. Yeah, I think I'm scrolling up to the top every time I gotta get a new story. And you know what's so crazy? 50 won't stop, and this is why I hate his soul. 50 was on Twitter yesterday. He knew everybody was watching the documentary. He knew the light was on him shining, and that wasn't enough. He wrote on Twitter, the message Jay-Z sent me when he realized he's not in the Diddy doc. LOL. Why you on Hov dick so bad, bro? Why are you on his dick, bro? One enemy at a time. Like, I don't even like your strategy in war. Like, I like to zone in, even if I got smaller fish to fry. How much fish can fit in the pot if you want to cook them? Yeah. Put that on a shirt. I'm a prophet. How many fish can fit in a pot? One fish at a time, bitch. You beefing with Diddy. You want to beef with Hov. You beefing with Tierra Marine. It was her birthday yesterday, and fuck that bitch because she was rude to me in Clubhouse, and that's why she owe you money. You beefing with Ja. You sent them people allegedly to beat him up last week at the Brandy. And why you can't chill? You just like them people on Twitter that think you get one day. He already had his day and he lived. You never heard of a week? They got 7 days in that bitch, and you keep on acting like you Teflon Don, John Gotti. You get on my fucking nerves. And you somebody I want to have beef with. Well, you can't fight a girl. You got to fight my husband. I don't know if he wanted, but I'm going to volunteer my husband for the beef. Fuck you. Leave Hov alone. I hope Hov put them $1 billion to use it. Make something shake. You too much. Anyway, so there go 50 making fun of Hove when he got 7 beefs at one time. This nigga's a beefy nigga. Pause. All right. I hate his fucking soul, hamster face bitch. All right. What else we got going on? Oh, God. Oh, goddamn, brother. First of all, before we go into Ray J. So there's something about Tom Brady y'all don't know, right? Last month, I watched the video of Tom Brady. Oh, this titty look good. Hello. Yeah. Anyway, I get distracted so easily. Last month, I saw a video of Tom Brady on the football field. Tillies! Stop it, Token. Flirting with a black reporter, right? The nigga goes, oh, your hair is so pretty. And she goes, thank you. He goes, atta girl. I said, what in the slave master carnation is going on? Like on national TV? Was flirting with the black girl, right? I thought nothing of it. Now, yesterday I'm surfing Twitter and they showed the video of, so he's a Jay-Z fan of some sort and he likes PSA. And there was some kind of celebration of him. And Jay-Z was there and did PSA. He came out, oh, yeah, and he was doing, and I said on Twitter yesterday. So he likes the black girl. He likes the black music. I think nothing of it again. This morning I wake up. I see Tom Brady's niece goes number 1 in the softball. I said, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, you like black people. This nigga got a black niece. So you know that we have a server, a little AI intelligence mechanism on Twitter. You ever confused about something? You at Grok, Grok. Grok, what is going on? And who is this black girl? And Grok says the black girl in question is Tom Brady's niece. Tom Brady has a sister. The sister has a husband. The husband is black. They made a black niece. Act like you've seen a biracial kid before. I said, watch your fucking mouth, Grok. Watch your fuck. You getting snappy. I don't pay you to be snappy. So Tom Brady's had a lot of little black. I just want y'all to know. He might pop up with a black girl. We have the black flirting atta girl as how white guys say this dick ain't gonna suck itself. Atta girl in caucus is this dick ain't gonna suck itself. So we had that. We had he came out rapping to Jay-Z. Right? Now he's at his black niece. So we know that family, Tom Shady. He not shady. He know. The black of the berry. No, that was his. Let me not give him any congratulations because that's why all y'all last names is Johnson, Williams. Y'all all come from the same slave master. I'm not going to gloat and blush because a white man like the black girl. Yeah, that's how y'all all Jeffersons and Watkins. Them is all slave master last names. I'm not flattered. Okay? All right. It's just, what? Token, leave me alone. All right. So Wayne Brady got a little chocolate in his life. All right. He like the black girls, got the black niece, the black music, black. All right, cool. I don't want to see this little pig in the face. I don't want to cover these stories. I don't got time. I got a little time for this. I got a little time to laugh. Y'all will see this pregnant lady and go, oh, that's beautiful. Let's zoom in. She's glowing, isn't she? She's a whore. Whores get pregnant too. Let's not let the miracle of birth blind us from the fact that whores can get pregnant too, right? So this particular hoochie, tramp, Jezebel, slut, skank, sketel, if you're West Indian. We used to call people sketels back in my day, right? This is Rashida Nicole. Rashida's a very ghetto, whore-like name, right? Vagabond. Leave me alone, Token. So the interesting thing about this particular skank is that she thought she was bigger than the program. One thing my husband loves to say is nobody's bigger than the program. That's 99% true because, I exist. But no, let's be real. Let me stop joking. Nobody's bigger than the program. So I love when a karmic boomerang happens very fast, like a sonic boom, if you will. So I think like merely 12 months ago, we had Nikki Baby, not to be confused with the rape wife. This is Nikki Baby, the D-League basketball wife, right? Very different Nickies. I wouldn't want to be either, nonetheless. Nikki Baby falls in love with, how do you say his name? Tito Jackson, the least talented out of the three big baller brand brothers, right? Nikki Baby has 2 babies for the D-League baller brand baby, right? She gets on the internet. It's December. This is 12 months. Gets on the internet and says, hey, G-Lo left me home. I'm 12 weeks postpartum. He left me home for this girl, this bad bitch, and he don't care. He's hurting my feelings. I wish it wasn't so, right? The same day, and this is how heartless men could be. The same day, he allows this little slut to premiere their relationship. She goes and she posts a picture like, ha ha, joke's on you. Milking your titty, no milking mine. I got your man. And since a small little kid, I've been hearing the adults, the bitter adults, the wise adults say this saying that reign supreme has never been proven wrong. You lose him how you get him, right? Meaning you get a man when he's in a relationship, you're going to lose the same man, and you thought that relationship was bigger than the program? It's the same program. Different service. Same program, different service. So the girl Rashida Nicole, the slut, she's premiering the same day. Nikki Baby's crying her heart out to us, and we so upset. Like, how can he do this? She's showing they just all dressed, it's December. They just all dressed alike for Halloween. She was Princess Jasmine. No coincidence. He was the street rat Aladdin because he is a street rat. Remember, he was over in Hawaii stealing shades out the Gucci store, and the rapist president had to send a little pardon. Like, hey, so his brother plays in the NBA and probably sent me some money. Release him. You's a fucking street rat. That's why you dressed up as Aladdin. You know your part, you fucking bum. The D-League boy. He joins in on the taunting party, Rashida Nicole the whore, and posts his own picture, holding her, claiming her. Over the weeks as they pass, they're showboating, they laughing, and guess what? She's pregnant too. So now Nikki Baby's home, right? Knife in the chest, postpartum, 2 babies, D-League, street rat Aladdin baby daddy. He's showboating the new girl. The girl don't even understand the mathematics of life. Her now, you later, but whatever. Go ahead, ball out. We start seeing the shit crumble. Things fall apart and tend to shatter. She like that shit don't matter when I get home, get at her. Y'all not a Roots fan. Or y'all didn't read books. Things fall apart. Chinua Achebe. They make you read it in junior high school. I'm an intellect. It's not all jokes. I'm going to rant. I do that. Things fall apart. They get married, right? But they on the red carpet for like a BET Awards. And the award, the interviewer asking her questions. And he like, get that shit out my face. We already like, that don't look cute. And she like, he hungry. He didn't eat. He's hungry. And we like, oh nah, he beats you. He don't love you either, right? But they're married. They had a secret ceremony. No one knew about it. They married. You pregnant. You on your high horse, right? Seabiscuit. What's the most famous horse you know? Seabiscuit? Yeah, that's the most famous. You on that horse. That's the most. I can't think of another horse. But then you start being more pregnant and we getting less pictures. So then we like, nah, not already. Nah, you only got the brag. You only got the win for 2 weeks. We ain't see the worth in taking somebody. Mr. Ed. Token, go to hell. I need you. You're an intellect. I love intellects. We haven't gotten to see where you benefited from taking a pregnant, freshly postpartum girl's man, baby daddy. We didn't see that. We just seen a belly and straight helly, right? One thing you will never see me do is be the bigger person. It don't make no sense. It's stupid. It doesn't instill life lessons. It doesn't fulfill me. I am fulfilled with vengeance. And I got to get my lick back. So when I saw this, if you call this being the bigger person, I want to be the smallest person in the room. I want to be a midget. I want to be a cockroach. But to give a lending shoulder to a person that recently thought the joke was on me, this was disgusting. This is the pregnant whore bitch. And this is her open apology to Nikki Baby. Transparency post. I didn't want to speak on this, but the question and assumptions have become overwhelming. So here's my truth. Yes, I'm going through a divorce. No, I won't share the details. Baby, we don't need any. That's all we need to know. And yes, I chose for my child's father not to be in the delivery room. Let's skip to the good part. This isn't for sympathy or I told you so. I've taken accountability privately, and I want to publicly apologize to Miss Nikki Baby for the pain I caused. I'm grateful we are able to talk, get clarity, create a space for healing and positive future for our kids. Thank you to her and her family for supporting me during this pregnancy. Your grace means more than you know. I don't need to read anything else because I am so disgusted. Let me tell you something. Once it's fuck me, it's fuck you-er. I don't know about religion because I subscribe to none. I just live off of principles and knowing that there's a higher essence that I have to answer to. So when I make my steps in life, they are only because I know without a religion that I am serving someone and this everything. Earth is a test, right? So I do want to pass my test. Now, when it comes to the Bible, the book, I never read it. I do hear things like forgiveness and vengeance isn't mine and all those things that hoopla, if you will. You ever see me at my lowest, heartbroken, alone, kids screaming in the back, milk backed up in my titty, and you take the opportunity to kick me when I'm down? It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be in the nursing home on bingo night. But bitch, when I tell you the only thing that keeps me alive is my love for dogs and revenge, I would never put my feelings aside to be the bigger woman for a woman that laughed at me when I was down. There is no apology. There's no money. There's nothing that would make me forgive a woman that laughed at me today and became me tomorrow and wanted my grace and empathy. Suck my dick, Rashida, you whore. And guess what? Your kids can't play with my kids. Oh, yeah. Oh, you, wait. You thought I was mature? My kids come out of my poom poom. Because the thing with men, they can nut into a sock. They can nut into a CD hole. They can nut into I can't keep up with what you nut and what it becomes. If either it makes a plant grow or human grow or if it makes a sock sticky, I can't keep up with that. I can keep up with what comes out of my womb. So those are my kids. Making my kids play with the kids that came from the sticky nutsack and whatever it grew up, those ain't my kids. Access denied. No. I see, and that's why I don't have kids. I am not mature enough to forgive people because the other half of the person that made you has another batch of bastards, and those bastards want to come kicking with my bastards. This ain't the Battle of the Bastards, Game of Thrones, season 6. It ain't. I will not. And guess what? When you ain't looking, I'll elbow one of them in the head because I don't give a fuck. That maturity, may it never find me. May that kind of forgiveness and maturity never find me because without consequence, there's nothing that stops disrespect. It was all good just a week ago. Shoebox full, no sneakers though. I don't give a fuck who you it's at this time I would like to. And why you got shoulders to give out? Why do you have shoulders to spare? Did anybody spare you? When you was the laughing stock of the internet and they just posted their pictures and they laughed at you and you had the 2 babies at home. Nobody had a shoulder for you. Listen, at the end of the day gotta end. Fuck you, Rashida, you whore. You fucking stupid whore. What, you thought you were prettier? Maybe. Pussy better? Probably not. You a woman that crossed another woman and your day came the next day. And for that, I celebrate your demise. Burn in hell, bitch. Next story. And you, Nikki Baby, you feel good about yourself? You think you're gonna get into heaven? Heaven got a VIP and you're gonna be the bartender, so you always gonna have a job? What did you gain? By showing people that you to play with and you so forgiving. Because guess what? We live in a world where people take kindness for weakness. And you looking like the weakest bitch in the room. I bet your religion made you do that. Anyway. So that's what's going on over there at the pitiful factory. I want to thank Rashida's family. Speaking of Game of Thrones, we got some White Walkers in the house. If you don't know what a White Walker is, you might want to watch Game of Thrones. So we got the Williams sisters. I told you about them slave last names, and guess what? They went right back to Massa. I don't want to make it a race thing. I don't. But it is. So you got 2 kids, right? They're both the most successful athletes of all time. I don't want to say women athletes because Serena Williams is the most successful athlete of all time. Not race for black or women. The accolades are accolading, right? And you got a black father, so you can't help who you love. But I don't like the probability, right? So you got 2 black daughters. You raised them in the rough street of Compton. You was out there every day building them into the successful athletes they are. So when you love your father, he's a good example, or for men, their mother, we kind of mirror our love into our parents. So when sometimes people stray from the race, I go, maybe their father was a crackhead. That's what I say. I put crack on everybody. When I see a black man with a white woman, maybe his mom was a crackhead. And he don't like black women because the only woman that he raised him was a crackhead. That's how my brain processes it, right? But now, and I got some nervous because my mama husband white, but that's the long story. My daddy was a piece of shit. He was good to me though, and that's all I care about. So when you see Serena with the white guy, you go, you know what? We know the father. It's very public. They got documentaries. There's even a movie where Will Smith plays the father. That was a good damn daddy. So we just had to say, black men made fun of her. They said she looked like a man. Y'all turned y'all back on her. Let her go ride into the sunset with the White Walker. But then when the other sister goes white, you go, something ain't right. Why y'all do this? And you know what? This is why I hate it. And I understand love, and I'm really big on love. But when you have very few black successful people, and then the benefit of that blackness and the wealth starts to get washed out, like Diana Ross and all her kids is mulattoes, and those mulattoes made white people, and then all that success and the money that just goes back into a white family, that's disheartening for me. And I can say at least my mama got full breed nigga babies, right? And she ain't procreate with no white man. She just said that he makes me happy, I love him. But making mixed babies everywhere I draw the line. Shout out to you, mama, because we're not making it. We got to keep the little $5 that we have in the black community because everything, our blackness is getting washed out. I don't like it. Love who you love, but white men? And then y'all be making babies for them? Okay, whatever. Not my life. Yeah. So this was very, very...
I want to know why I did not get out the car and go upstairs with Tamar when we got back to her house.
Why?
Because after her and Mandeecee's got through kissing in the back of that goddamn car, I figured they wanted to be up there privately. That is why when we got drunk...
Okay, so y'all are like, huh? What? So a lot happened over this weekend, and I think I want to get the story from the blogs. Let's go over to Instagram. Let's surf over to Instagram, and let me show y'all what I saw and how I am so confused because this story is going back and forth like the tennis story we just covered, right? So y'all know that Yandy and Mandeecee have this very public, I want to say marriage, but we know that she didn't marry him because she is the breadwinner. He has lawsuits and babies, and when you're married, the person that you're in a marriage with can be a demise of your money. Look at Nikki over there, right? Where's the motherfucking story? Let me get it back on my thing. So I'm gonna keep talking while I look for the story. Mandy, I'm mixing up their names. I'm calling them Mandeecee. That's one name. Yandy and Mandeecee are not married on paper, but baby, they still married. And in this marriage, we be laughing at Yandy. Yandy is I want y'all to see my face. Yandy is the wig burglar. You remember from McDonald's, they had the hamburglar? The hamburglar used to steal the hamburgers. Well, Yandy is a wig burglar. How do I know? She stole a wig from me. I made a wig in exchange for promo. The bitch said, no mo, no ho. I didn't like it. I'm not going to wear it. 2 days later, she takes a picture with somebody I went to college with. She had the wig on her head. It was fried, dyed, laid to the side because she changed it. It wasn't the way I gave it to her. So fuck you, Yandy. I'm forever on your head top. So, the wig burglar, Yandy. We always seeing her and Mandeecee in a space where Mandeecee is fucking a bitch. And she's going to tell you, baby, that DM, that was me. It's embarrassing, right? Now, we don't know where they are right now in a relationship, but it's embarrassment town, right? So, speaking of embarrassment, so we get a Tubi movie last month with Tamar Braxton. And Tamar chose the boy, Yandy, for a love interest. It wasn't a big deal. We just watched it and we had some questions like why she chose that boy, right? It's on Tubi. We didn't think about it much longer. Now, this week, we got some tea. Tamar is being accused of having an affair. I want to show y'all the footage first. And then I'm going to show y'all the back and forth. Man, I wish I had a budget because this scrolling is going to give me carpal tunnel. My hand hurt. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. How many more stories do we have? I'm going to round it out to like 5. So this is the story, and it's too much with Tamar. She tried to unalive herself last year. She got dumped by the white boy. She went to a party and lost some teeth. It is non-stop with the girl, right? When she lost her teeth, she asked her assistant or whatever, he's a stylist, the next morning, where my teeth at? And he said, bitch, why the fuck would I know where your teeth is at? He came out this week and gave us his story.
The car and go upstairs with Tamar when we got back to her house. Because after her and Mandeecee's got through kissing in the back of that goddamn car, I figured they wanted to be up there privately. That is why when we got dropped off at Tamar's house, I did not go upstairs. I got in my damn car and went home because you was sitting on his lap in that goddamn Uber and y'all ass was kissing. Okay? And the shit made me damn uncomfortable. Okay? Now, if anybody know who happened and what happened to your damn teeth, it's Mandeecee's and his best friend, because they was the ones who went upstairs with you. Now, I don't know whether they was fucking your ass from the back and ran your head through the headboard or what, okay? But if anybody need to be investigated on what happened to you in your damn teeth, it need to be Mandeecee's and his friend, because that's who went upstairs with you.
I want to find...
That's who went upstairs with you.
Oh, he's still going? I gotta find where she was interviewed on Big Tigger show. And Big Tigger asked her, so what's up with you and, is this it?
That you and now, if it...
Y'all gotta see this clip. And if y'all don't see it, I could just verbally tell y'all because I don't got all day with these people. Anyway, y'all just gonna have to hear from me and believe me. Because do I be lying? Maybe. But anyway, Tigger asked her, what made you pick Mandeecee for the role? Do y'all have a relationship? Isn't that too close to Yandy and the Love and Hip Hop? And for somebody to say, I don't know that lady, talk about somebody's husband, it sounds very jealous, but it sounds very side chicky, and it sounds like whatever they said she did that shit. So I'm looking for the clip. I got too many stories today. I ain't gonna lie. So what we do know, and what I can show you, is that she refutes what's going on, and she actually says now she's gonna get her lawyers involved. She dropped this statement yesterday. Oh, I wish I didn't have to scroll. Somebody come and be in charge of this show and do all the hard work. Cause baby, I just want to tell jokes and go. Oh, my life. Oh, this is a clip.
Like, what's one thing in your relationship, if it happened, there's like no coming back from it?
No, that's not it. That's Queen Naija. They all look the same color. Oh boy. Fuck y'all. I'm already ready for the next story because I already told y'all what happened. So it is alleged that Mandeecee and Tamar are cheating with each other, right? And this is what I said on Twitter. And not to say that Tamar's not pretty in her own way. She was crying at y'all, said she looked like a Muppet. Y'all say a lot of things about people. But what I can say is the whole package of Tamar as an individual is not attractive. Like, she's too much. And she's definitely not worth cheating on somebody. And I don't know if it's cheating because I don't know if you and Yandy still together because y'all never look together because you always doing something in Atlanta and it's always hitting the internet. So, but y'all would fuck Tamar? She's just so, you could be good looking and not sexy. Tamar is so unsexy. Not pretty. She's pretty. She's very unsexy. So that's what they got going on over in the blogs. They saying that the boy has a relationship with the girl, but the girl said, speak to my lawyer's hoe, because that's very untrue. All right. I got too many more stories to even stay over there on Tamar. I wish I signed up for Patreon, but I didn't. So y'all do know that one of the worst human beings that's still alive right now amongst us is Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight and Mark Lamont, how do you say his name? Mark Lamont Hill. They got a little beef. Before the Joe Budden show, and still, he's like a journalist. He's very respected in politics and things of that nature. So him and Brian McKnight have a little pass, right? Brian McKnight heard the comments that Mark Lamont Hill made on, this was last week. It's too much he said, she said. But I'll give you the illest bar. Mark Lamont Hill was like, fuck whatever you got to say. This is a man who didn't like his original kids and decided to start back at one. So he used his own bar to diss him because you can't just say, this family's a little too dark. Let's lighten it up. Oh, you my kid. You're the real Brian McKnight Jr. So Brian McKnight had some shit to say about Lamont Hill, and Lamont Hill killed him with the ether. He said, you know what? Fuck all that back and forth. How about I just interview your ex-wife Julie and the original Brian McKnight Jr. and we see what's what. But I think this is behind a Patreon wall. Yeah, I think you got to pay for this kind of tea.
You know what I mean?
They give you
those things
summary.
hurt because, again, it's spiteful. It's petty. It's also narcissistic. You know what I mean? It's like to continue to try to paint us out, especially when we're not throwing jabs. We're not saying nothing. You mad at us because the internet continues to rehash certain things for you, and you just don't know how to shut your mouth.
Oh, my God.
And stop fueling the fire.
You say you weren't entitled. He did say that when you had some child support issues, that he was expected to take care of it. Even though you're grown, you had this child support stuff, and then you told the girl, hey, my dad's paying for this.
Because that never happened.
No.
That never happened. Expected is one thing. I had never even formally asked him. And this is why putting these types of things out there in public is so detrimental to even my children and their mother and our side of things either. The way I even found out how much I owed in child support. See, there's so many layers to these kinds of stories, y'all, that you...
So that is a major jackpot for Mark Lamont Hill. He has the actual, real, original cis Brian McKnight Jr., not the trans egg roll new one he made because he was mad at his family. But if you want to see the whole episode, which is an hour and 38 minutes, is behind a paywall. You have to pay $7.99 on Patreon. And I don't want to know anything that bad. Like, I'm cheap. $7.99. Clutches pearls. Can't afford it. Not in this economy. So, shout out to Mark Lamont Hill. Checkmate. Right? All right. That's huge. That's my kind of petty. What else we got going on? I do not care. Don't care. No, really don't care. Ja Rule's still trying to tell us he's bigger than... stop laughing at me. I'm so cool. He says, again, this is new words to 50. You rat. Always been, always will be. Used car salesman, suit wearing, field goal nose having, hermit. And that is in to counter the documentary. A lot of men call it being a rat. You can't rat on a rapist. Rapists need to be, held accountable. So I understand you old school niggas haven't update your brain's iOS system. I hate doing it too, but hey, here's one. A rapist, telling on a rapist can't be ratting. Okay? Cool. All right. Okay, so last episode, I gave y'all this whole dramatic speech about love and how my biggest fear was losing a lover instantly. Not like, they get a terminal disease and you have time for your mind to prepare for their demise and you make peace with God's plan. I'm talking about a tragic accident. He went out to get you ice cream. He don't ever come back. I'll kill myself. So when y'all was making fun of Masika, I told y'all I don't watch nigga TV. Maybe y'all know something more than me, but I told y'all she had me with the post where she said a love so real we had to try it twice, and that's because they got divorced and got back together. I said, but I will keep y'all debriefed if I find out why y'all not taking her seriously and her mourning seriously. Then the girl hired a photographer and videographer for the funeral, and I said, wait a minute. And she's like, y'all got this one? And it was very performative. And I said, okay, something's not right here, right? I still do not want to not empathize with her hurt. And then the very next day, she posted a video with her boyfriend. And her boyfriend said, love of my life. And she's like, yeah, daddy, we outside today. Hookah's on you. Where we going? We going to Copper Cove. You want to go to Magic City. And I'm like, she faked it. She never cared about him. She never loved him. Bitch, was she driving? She's the killer. And it hit me. Y'all knew something from nigga TV watching that I didn't. That's Masika's a fake bitch that lived for drama. And it was never about the death. It was the attention that she wanted from the death. And it really was disheartening because I gave y'all all these talks about love and the things and I would die with you. Bro, I was getting really Romeo and Juliet. And then she popped out. She had a boyfriend the whole time. So when you start crying over your nigga that died, you got to give the alive nigga some attention. So she like, yeah, you could go ahead and post me. We already buried him. He popped out. The body was still warm and said, love of my life. And they went off and had hookah and they posted pictures together. And it was just like, oh, Masika, you raggedy bitch. You made me take up for you and you wasn't worth it. So I'm going to mind my business the next time one of y'all boyfriends die because y'all don't know love. And I keep on thinking from my experience of love, and I'm giving y'all my whole heart. I said I'll give Masika my heart if I could, and I would take the pain for her, cause I'm stronger. Girl, fuck you. And what flavor is that hookah? Cause I hate love 9. What is it? Love 66. Too much mint. Choke on it. Choke on Love 66, bitch. Cause I seen you in the hookah spot that night. Not really, but metaphorically. Cause you ain't give a damn. I gotta mind my business sometimes, treating y'all bitches like humans and y'all not. Y'all do not know love. Not the love I know. All right. Is there anything else over on Twitter before I go over to the blogs? And this is already a 2-hour show. Diddy done took his rapey ass and took up everything. Is there anything else super important over here before I go to the blogs and do like a lightning round? Don't care. I'm not talking about Diddy no more. Nope. 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 Mm-mm. And this was too much back and forth. I just wanted, because somebody out there cares about Meg Thee Stallion, not me. Blueberry mint is the best. Shout out to you, because you know something. Either blueberry mint or orange mint. Sometimes I'm feeling freaky. I'll do blueberry orange mint. Last night, I had watermelon mint. I love a good hookah connoisseur. Shout out to you. Virgin Zai. I'll just call you Zai. Shout out to you, Zai. Now, somebody cares about this Megan case suing the blogger Milagro. The only Milagro I know is that cheap tequila. So I keep on seeing that blue bottle every time they say her name. But they came to a verdict, right? And then Megan won. But then the girl said, "You're not getting the money you want." And then Megan said, the settlement's not even settled. So what the fuck you talking about? Stop celebrating prematurely. That's how your ass got here. But then the settlement was supposed to be for like $1 million and something. And the judge said, this girl's broke. How about $59K? And then academics went and started making fun of everybody.
That leg of hers, he pulled up over there to offer some fake sympathy and got some head. So come on now, we're not making this shit up. We're here to.
Okay, I don't like that big frowsy, big body homosexual, closeted child molester, stink, yuck breath, only got energy for bitches, nigga anyway. So I don't want to play his clip. What he's saying is that Megan won the judgment, but the settlement, she took an L in because what she wanted was $1 million, but they settled at somewhere around $59K. If you're into that story, I'm not moving on. So the Milagro Megan Thee Stallion case is over. I ain't got time. Let me go see what they're doing over in the blogs. So many stories. I gotta do the show more often so I don't be overwhelmed because I had like 30 stories in a clip. Khloe Kardashian says vodka makes her aggressive. Why is that news? Travis Kelce says out of 2.5 years dating Taylor Swift, they haven't had one argument. Is he trying to say that black girls are problematic and then when you go back white, you go right?
Haven't gotten in a fight in 10 years. That's right. Are you lying?
No, I'm not lying. Travis, shall we ask you the same questions?
Well, it's only been 2.5 years, and you're right. I haven't gotten in an argument. All right. Never once.
Honestly,
Sounds like you with a doormat or a dolly, okay? Fuck you. I know. I can read a subtle hint, a subtle racist hint when I see one. When I was with that black bitch, all we did was argue. That's what I heard. I don't know what you heard. That's what I heard. All right? You want a doormat? Go down to Caucus Town. You want a real bitch? You know where the niggas is at. All right. But everybody needs to stick to their own kind anyway because I don't like the way mulattoes look and I don't like that cockroach color hair. All right? That is a product of sin. That's why the hair color ain't right and they funny looking. Let me mind my business. Ew, what is this? When you come from an era where you had Nas was the rapper, he was sexy, Method Man, Loon, a smoke show. And then you gonna show me one of the biggest rappers out and this is him? What the fuck am I looking at? Oops, woman claims that she put boss man D-Lo to sleep. I'll put your fucking career on. Let me put you to sleep. Day after day. Why every day this man wake up, he got to fight for his life? You had the boy girl. I don't remember if it was a boy or girl saying she fucked him. We had to let it go. She came back and said that she lied. Maybe it was paid off. Maybe it was true. We don't know. But why every time you not in the studio, you getting fucked? And you looking, oh, goddamn, bro. This is... Oh, boy. Bring back handsome rappers. If you can't, diminish the whole musical genre. You cannot have rap without sex symbols. I don't know. Get this off my screen. Good Morning America. What the fuck is this? Y'all stressing auntie out because how you make it go away? What's a widget? Help! Okay. I be panicking. Art imitates life and life imitates art. And the artist that's painting the art, I want to be fine as hell. You talk about a girl, you talk about 10. I don't want to see this. I don't want to hear nothing a fat nigga got to say. Nothing. Look at me. Let me make my screen bigger. Nothing a fat nigga got to say. The fuck wrong with y'all? All right, I'm getting annoyed. Huh? What else is going on? Get Meek out of here. I pressed that. I don't want to hear nothing Meek got to say. What's this? Mommy's a slut, y'all. Masika gave a story where the kid was playing with a truck, and you know the father, God bless his soul, died in a car accident. And she gave us this sad story where she said that her daughter was playing with a truck, and she said, "What you doing?" She said, "I gotta fix daddy's car." And it broke my heart. I said, she gotta sleep alone every night. She gotta, nurse these kids back. She gotta, take a lot of time off to pour into the kids because they just lost a parent. And then 48 hours after, what is that she's with? Oh my God, what a fucking slut. What a fucking slut. You with a guy that looked like the face, the grill of a damn Chrysler. That's a Chrysler face. Remember when they got the 300 Chryslers? Y'all don't love nobody but yourselves. Because them kids just lost a parent. And in the very beginning, you got to, pour into them so much to, kind of like distract them. And you sitting on the lap of a Chrysler 300 and you having sexual intercourse already? I'm so happy my mother's a class act. My mother's so classy, I hide the show from her. Because she's going to say, what is that demon I made? But mama, I strayed another way. But I'm still, classy-ish. Y'all mothers is whores. And they make little whores. Yeah, ain't not even an example of a good... Masika, you was a stupid whore bitch. And Rashida Nicole, I ain't finished with you. You was a bitch too. A whore bitch. I don't care if you just had a baby. Y'all, we losing our women. We losing our women. Anyway. Hey, look at him. He's so ugly. Ew. Y'all not even picky or choosy whores. Because there's a difference. If the nigga fine as hell, we going to be like, damn, that nigga fine. I can see why y'all just going. Don't even know where, but going. GPS on, no destination. Going. What the fuck? Token, make that a clip, please. What else we got going on? This was good to hear.
In this particular...
There's never enough satisfaction from a life sentence. You'll never get the person back, but it's always something, not much, to see that little bit of justice. Y'all remember the story where the funny looking girl stalked her ex-boyfriend's new girl, booked a flight, had to stay mad. You know how crazy it is to stay mad a whole flight when the stewardess comes by and was just like, chips or gummies? And you like, gummies? And you still mad enough to know that you are on a mission to go kill somebody? That is mental illness. You stayed mad a whole flight. You stayed mad through landing. You stayed mad when you got your luggage. You stayed mad in the Uber. You stayed mad at the door. And you killed someone over a nigga who didn't want you anymore and is already with a whole nother girlfriend and a whole nother life. You're a stupid bitch and you should never see the light of day. They really should have killed your silly ass, but they stopped lethal injections in a lot of states. And I don't know what state you in, but they should have juiced your ass up like Ozempic, right? You hopped on the plane, you killed an innocent pretty girl over a nigga who did not want you anymore. And your sentencing came yesterday.
The situation's crime was heinous in the way she tracked down, located, showed up, and then killed Ms. Thompson with that. The court just sentenced Ms. Thompson to
what are you writing?
Adjudicator guilty sentence to life in prison.
Me, I'm done. What is this? What am I looking at?
went on? Show me.
No, I think that's when they captured her. She acted like she was having a panic attack.
Hey, listen.
Yep.
Do you know her mom?
Yes. My aunt is coming. My aunt is a flight attendant. That's my mom.
Your mom? What? Your mom's here?
My mom is this? My mom is here.
Is that her mom?
No, that's her aunt.
Okay.
So,
Where's her mom?
Her mom is a flight attendant.
I don't know what
State prosecutors question.
I just want to get to where she gets sentenced. I don't know what that clip was. And I don't want to know. It's too much.
Sakina Thompson about why she stabbed Kayla Hodgson to death inside of Hodgson's Tamarack home 3 years ago. Thompson told jurors she went to Hodgson's apartment uninvited to talk woman to woman about dating the same man. Thompson claims Hodgson attacked her.
Okay.
Punching me.
Punching you where?
My face.
Where on your face? Point to it for us.
I don't remember, but everywhere on
You
my
don't
face.
remember where she was punching you in your face?
In my face.
I mean,
I didn't even like her demeanor on that stand, and I want a resentencing. They got to put her down like a rabid dog. If a dog can't bite a kid without getting put down, they should start putting down humans. I don't understand why there's a different law in the dog world. We put those down, but this dog face hoe gets to live. Like, eye for an eye. Isn't that in that Bible book y'all read? What happened? Why is she still alive? Okay? So, she did get life with no parole. I did want a little execution. I didn't get that, but whatever. It's a little piece of justice. But that's the stupid bitch. And the guy that this was all over, literally, I think just had a baby with somebody else. And what was it for? Okay? All right. So, if you're thinking about going on a flight to approach someone about a nigga, these niggas don't love nobody. And guess what? Bigger than that, you don't love yourself if you could book a flight to go press somebody about another nigga. What else is going on in the news?
Yo, at the end of the day, Jay-Z and Beyonce, like honestly, bro, like yo, everybody moving and they hit because I'm about to talk some shit about Jay-Z and Jay-Z, Beyonce. Everybody ran into the other room.
Smart.
They like Ray J crashed it out. No, I'm just saying, like, niggas need to pull up, like, when they come to the show, come say what's up to Brandy too, Jay-Z and Beyonce. That's it, like, because, like, we big fans. We got our family in there, our cousins, and we know y'all there, and we love y'all, and we look up to y'all. For y'all to come to every one of Brandy and Monica's shows and never say what's up to B, and take all the pictures and all. I mean, it just, I don't like it. And I love you, Jay, and I love you, B. Please. Like, you guys are the biggest 2 stars in the world. So we know you there. Just, you know, y'all walk by Brandy room, just pull up, say, what's up, B? Have a good show. I mean, she don't care. She never told me about this, and I am crashing out on this one. This is crazy.
This is crazy.
But as a brother and a fan of Jay-Z and Beyonce, like we want to take some pictures with y'all too, and we want to say hi, and we want to be inspired by the inspirational words that you guys are going to give us. Jay-Z and Beyonce, please, and I know Brandy and Ryan are going to hate this, but please pull up and say what's up to B. And if y'all...
So y'all know that Brandy and Ray J just reconciled their little estrangement recently. And she changed her bio. And it says Ray J's sister. Let me see if she's still claiming this nigga. Cause that's a heavy claim to claim. Oh, Brandy, your brother gonna get you into some shit. How you gonna tell people what they need to do and who door they need to knock on and they need to take pictures with? What? What is Brandy's account? Brandy. Okay, she's still claiming you. It says mother to an angel. Ray J's sister, God in me as me. I'm going to keep on checking. Story to story to see, yeah. All right. Ray J, shout out. You know, the Libra in me is just like, oh, yeah, so I, brother. But the human with sense, don't you ever fucking do that again. Ever. Ever. Make a public announcement to the 2 biggest stars in the world. Ever. about me. Do what you want with you. Ever. Okay? So there you go, that crackhead Ray J. He can't help himself. What else we got going on?
Since you want to know that's a mess,
I
only
really
y'all.
wanted that clip of Tamar saying, I don't know that lady. I said, this hate. I struggle to write this, but everyone keeps calling me, and honestly, I can't even really talk anymore. I'm so weak. I almost died Sunday. I was found in a pool. Time out. Why is it always something with you, Tamar? I just 10 minutes ago, when I brushed your story under the rug because I was not interested, I wasn't impressed, I said, who would risk their marriage for Tamar? Not to say she's not pretty, she's not sexy, because she got too much going on with her. I don't want to live. I lost my tooth. Can you find it? The white man left me. The white man's back. The white man left me again. I slept with Tony Braxton, my sister's boyfriend. No, I didn't. I paid. Just the drama king is in the building. The drama is just too much. I didn't even see this. This is from one day ago. I can't talk anymore. I almost died on Sunday. I was found in a pool of blood from my friend with a face injury. As the days go by, the worse it is. I fractured my nose. I lost some teeth and mobility. The way I look at life right now is totally different. As my health is I never want to say that someone's mental health is an act. Tamar, you need better acting classes. We're bored. Ugh, Tamar, you make me sick. Okay. Because you sleep with somebody else's husband, you got to do all of that. Girl, nobody don't care. What else is going on? Ugh. All right. I have to. YSL Woody lost a newborn over the week. And it was crazy because all month I've been watching him post the baby. So beautiful. So beautiful. I've been watching him play with this baby all month. All month. Oh, look at the baby. Stinking. Look at the baby. Oh, made me want to make a bad, stupid choice. Oh my God. The stinker man. The stinker, the baby man. The stinker man. I don't know what happened. I don't want to know what happened, but I have to, talk about the things I crossed on social media. The baby passed away a couple of days ago, and they had to bury him. I don't want to play the whole video. I'm just going to read. The caption today was very special, and it felt special. I want to thank everybody that's been involved. Willie A. Watkins Funeral Home, especially you, my church, my pastor. Thank you, Arnisha, and my family and friends, and my car. And it just shows... I couldn't do it. And you know what? I didn't watch the whole video, and I won't because too much. But I know that we know him from the YSL trial and being silly, and even silly people have real moments. I just want to give my entire heart and strength to him because I don't know how he's doing it. And that baby, he's so beautiful. God bless that baby's soul. And one day this week, when I feel the strength, I'll go and get the story what happened to the baby. But I literally have not been able to, because as soon as I go in the story and I see the baby's face, I get overwhelmed. So outside of what we know him for, he's still a human and he has some real feelings. I give my entire heart and empathy to YSL Woody. All right, let's find something lighthearted before we go. Oh!
And then I see they dissing me a lot on that page.
So, where is the quote? And I'm going to just end with the quote. I don't have it. But y'all know I love me some Cash Doll, but at a certain age, our relationship, the negativity, we keep to ourselves because we don't know when we're going back. We just don't. I be in here putting the boy head in the microwave and putting it on defrost. And y'all won't know. But y'all will know when he brings me flowers, because guess what? I'm not going anywhere. 2 months ago, we seen the little single post. Found it to be relatively corny. And then, oops, not coming up off him. That's why you gotta. 2 days ago, the weak ones is good corny. The rich ones try to control you. Once again, a breakup post from Cash Doll, y'all. She wants to know the boy ain't there no more. I'll tell you. I tell you what. I get it. It's a mating call. These bills ain't gonna pay itself, right? Let the next people know the line for me is down the block around the corner. Contestant 73, come on down. If I see you with that boy again, I will not have a nicer way to say this. Okay? I understand the game you play, and these bills ain't gonna pay themselves. All right, Cash. People with enough money, it ain't too many of y'all with enough money for her, because she's working. She free. So come with your best bid. All right. Thank y'all for watching another episode of the I'm Not Impressed show. If you missed any of today's show, no need to fret. It's going to be on YouTube in the next 10 to 20 minutes when you get over to YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Do me timestamps. Nobody's going to sit there and watch a 2.5-hour show. But if you guys say, hey, Dom, in that 7 minutes, 3 seconds, this was really hilarious, I can find the timestamps that can lure them in to watch the whole show. Get it? People's attention span is short because they're retarded. Y'all say don't say it, I'm going to say it until it stops. They're retarded. So timestamps help. You put something in the oven? All right, y'all. Today is Wednesday. Y'all not going to get another show this week. Y'all got to hold tight and hold on to the memories until next week. All right. What I need y'all to do, go and fuck yourself until the next show. Peace out.